Bienvenido al Dakar, etapa 5, San Juan de Marcona, Arequipa. ¡Viva Perú!
Welcome to Dakar 2018. On the agenda today, some of the biggest and softest dunes on this or any Dakar. The sand proving difficult for everyone. It's chaos in the stage, where all the elements can be a trap. The different categories take different routes for stage 5, but either way it's a long, tough day. Nearly 1,000 kilometers, including liaison. Stage 5 passes the cactus fields of Nazca, one of the driest places on the planet. The town gets its name from the ancient culture that existed here over 2,000 years ago. The name is synonymous with a series of huge figures drawn onto the earth, the Nazca Lines. And this museum is named after German archaeologist Maria Reicher, who dedicated herself to preserve their history and meaning. The Nazca lines are based on an antique calendar. They come from the positions of the stars, the sun and the moon. We don't know the exact dates of their creation because there was no culture for written records at the time, but we're talking approximately 200 to 400 BC. The lines themselves are geoglyphs describing shapes and a variety of animals like the giant spider. They're believed to be of religious significance and perhaps fertility symbols, but they make for a spectacular attraction for tourists, a truly awe-inspiring sight. As a protected place, the Dakar Rally does not touch this precious ground.
Previously in the bikes, a mass start and a sudden stop for Sunderland. Benavides is Honda's leading rider. It was a motocross style start, then really hard until the end, but I like my starting position for tomorrow. Faulkner is up there for KTM.
I have to just looking day by day because it changed so quick.
But it's Yamaha who are on top. I knew we were strong, but not to this extent. Van Beveren seizing the overall lead. It wasn't necessarily the objective, but I'll try to keep up the rhythm and keep performing. However, it all came to an end for the defending champion Sam Sunderland in yesterday's fourth stage around San Juan de Marcona. The first British winner of the Dakar injured his back after a crash and was ultimately unable to go on. Sunderland arriving back at the bivouac to be treated by the organisation's medical staff. Diagnosed with lower back trauma, he was then taken onto Lima for further testing.
He was searching for weight point control and he jumped into a hole, and the compression created some problems on his back, on his lower back, and still he was able to continue for 5 Ks more, and then he had to stop because he could not manage anymore the pain. And his legs start to, to get sleepy, and I think it was a good decision to stop before something really huge happened. I just got the information from medical that they will transport him to Lima to make proper scans and to know exactly if there's a major damage.
For the final full day in Peru, the bikes and quads will take a separate route from the cars and trucks. A time section of either 266 or 268 kilometers between San Juan de Marcona and Arequipa. The iconic dunes of Tanaka on the menu, just 30 kilometers in. Well, the soft sand making for a very tricky morning indeed, although Johnny Aubert of Gas did recover to finish 10th. Hero lost Joaquim Rodriguez on the very first stage, but Oriol Mena is still going. The Spanish rookie was 11th today. He lies 21st overall. Another minor crash here for Stefan Zvitko. The Slovakian privateer lost around 25 minutes and he slips to 11th in the standings. A better day though for KTM's Antoine Mayo, even if he had a few mechanical problems at one point. The 5-time Enduro World Champion was 4th on the day. However, Pablo Quintanilla ran into trouble. The 2-time World Champion losing almost half an hour on the stage winner, and he drops to 9th overall. Now what of Juan Pedrero, who finished 5th in 2011 and 13? The Sherco man's not having the best time of it. He's currently 50 minutes off the pace. Remember, KTM have an incredible winning streak of 16 straight years in the bikes. With defending champion Sam Sunderland out of commission, it'll be up to the 2016 winner Toby Price, Mayo and Matthias Wagner to keep their run going. Yamaha have really found their groove in recent days though. Xavier de Sultre was 2nd yesterday and he came 6th today. He's 5th overall. De Sultre being caught up by Wagner here. The Austrian's motoring along very nicely indeed. 3rd at the World Championships this year. He's also 3rd overall. He came in 2nd today and he's only 1 minute 14 seconds off the pace. Adrian van Beveren just about keeping hold of his overall lead. The Frenchman leads by exactly a minute after coming 5th on the day. Though is breathing down his neck. There was another top 3 finish for the Argentine today. In fact, Honda had 2 men in the top 3. Ultimately, this 5th stage was all about one man, Joan Barreda. Having lost around half an hour on stage 3, the Spaniard roared to his 2nd stage win of the Dakar on Wednesday, shooting up the overall standings. He is now just 7.5 minutes off the pace. I got back a decent amount of the time that I lost on day 3. I just have to keep calm, and I'm pretty sure I'll get more opportunities like today, and I'll have to make the most of them. Barreda a full 10 minutes and 26 seconds clear of Wagner on the stage, with Benavides, Mayo and Van Beveren completing the top 5. The gaps are extremely tight at the top, only 16 minutes separating Van Beveren in 1st and Quintanilla in 9th. Onto the quads, where Argentine rookie Nicolas Cavigliasso claimed his first ever Dakar stage win today, holding off the overall leader Ignacio Casale. He's up to 4th overall. Also a solid performance from local boy Alexis Hernandez. The Peruvian rising star finished 3rd and he's now 2nd overall. Even if he failed to win today, Casale tightened his grip on the overall lead. With reigning champion Sergei Karyakin running into trouble, he finished 2nd to extend his advantage to a whopping 40 minutes and 13 seconds. Decidedly, the competitors of the Dakar haven't been spared in the early days of this 2018 edition. The soft sand and towering dunes have so far claimed 59 victims from a total of 335 vehicles that set off from Lima. For those with little experience of the desert, it has been a rude awakening.
Espera, ¿qué voltaje que tienes? 12, sí. Dale.
But even those who know their business have struggled. This is Christian Lavier, the winner of last year's T2 class, as well as the Taklamakan Rally, and that takes place in the Chinese desert. The Frenchman eventually getting going again. Sometimes a helping hand from the locals is required. Juan Carlos Vallejo of Chile stuck here with a flat battery, but the fabled spirit of the Dakar is still alive and well.
Yeah. Lucky. Very lucky.
And it's not just the cars who are running into problems, some headaches as well for the bikers. The top riders also aren't spared. Orlando Terranova getting into a spot of bother in his Mini. We need to find the best way to get him out. And once again, the spectators come to the rescue. But not everybody gets a happy ending. Emiliano Spataro stuck on a deserted stretch here, and this not an easy one to get out of. Sebastian Halpern stops to lend a hand, but in the end he makes it worse. It'll be a long wait for the assistance truck, but that is simply the nature of the beast. The Dakar takes no prisoners.
That is Cyril Dupre's stricken 3008 arriving late from the stage in the early hours of the morning. The team have decided to repair the car, take 29 hours of penalties on the chin and continue. It's difficult to sleep for more than an hour, but the whole team have done a great job, and we go again. So Dupre's car is finally fixed up and leaves service at 4:40 AM to start stage 5, back in the rally but out of contention. Today the cars take a different route to the bikes, 268 competitive kilometres plus a long liaison to Arequipa, likely to be the most difficult section of this whole rally. Daybreak, an early start for this mammoth test, means all crews must be ready for a rude awakening in the Peruvian desert. A deep breath, a last check of the roadbook and a tightening of the seatbelts. Then it's off into the stage, where some serious elevation awaits the crews over the dunes of Tanaka. And that is a disaster for the 9-time World Rally Champion. Sebastian Loeb's Peugeot is wedged in a sand hollow, and he's not the only one getting stuck there. Co-driver Daniel Elena receiving some medical attention as the crew are stuck in the desert for nearly 3 hours. All they can do is wait for assistance to arrive. It went badly. The dunes are super soft. We just couldn't get through. We arrived there and there was a car stuck at the top. I couldn't see the hole because I was looking at the crest. I was trying to pass the car on the right and we fell in the hole. It's over. As the sands of time drift away, Sebastian Loeb's third Dakar has come to an end, and his dream of a maiden win, too much time lost, and co-driver Daniel Elena has been declared unfit to continue. They can just share the pain with other crews in the same boat. A very different disaster for Yazid Al-Raji. He's somehow driven his Mini into the Pacific Ocean. Co-driver Timo Gottschalk trying to make sure it doesn't float away. Former circuit racer Italian Eugenio Amos switched to rally road only 2 years ago, but he's clearly adapting well, following in his father's footsteps, who competed in the trucks in the 80s. Yesterday a top 5 stage time, and today's effort mean his two-wheel drive buggy is beating many more powerful crews. Here he passes Mikko Hirvonen, and that is one beached buggy. The Finnish driver is experiencing alternating good days and bad days on his third Dakar. Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasimi has the same new Peugeot 3008 DKR Maxi as the factory team, and he's really making it work, currently 6th overall. And that is another factory Peugeot in the sand. El Matador Carlos Sainz is stuck in the dunes, losing time. The 2-time World Rally Champion and 2010 Dakar winner is still 2nd overall, the only teammate to Petter Hansel who can still challenge him for the win. Also stuck is Nasser Al-Attiyah. It shows how tough this sand is. It's the Qatari's favourite surface to drive on. Despite this and yesterday's disaster, he's still 5th quickest on the stage and 4th overall. Just look at that, building up some momentum to hit the soft dunes in the hollow. Incredible scenes. Now, he may be over an hour and a half back in the overall standings, but South African Dakar legend Giniel de Villiers is still on the attack, third quickest on the stage with a time of 3 hours and 4 minutes. The only Dutchman among the frontrunners, Bernhard ten Brink, is running brilliantly in his Toyota Hilux. Stage 5 he posts the second quickest time, only 4.52 slower than Mr. Dakar. But it's a masterful performance from Stefan Petterhansel. While all his rivals floundered in the sand, he wins his first stage of Dakar 2018 and consolidates a big rally lead. The 7-time winner in cars is over half an hour ahead of teammate Carlos Sainz. I think I've never witnessed dunes so soft. We haven't had such a complicated dune stage for a long time. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We did a good stage and it's good for the overall standings, but we need to hold on to it. So a great drive by ten Brink, that's 3 Toyotas in the top 5 on the stage, but for Petterhansel's record, that brings up 72 stage wins, 39 in cars. And this first stage win of Dakar 2018 for Petterhansel helps his comfortable margin at the top of the standings. In the side-by-side race, Brazil's Renato Varela leads the way, the class dominated by Brazilians a year after Leandro Torres won the UTV Dakar race. Varela has a slim advantage of just over 3 minutes on Peru's Uribe.
It's the story of a long-term dream that turned sour. A world-class football coach, André Villas-Boas, wanted to fulfill his childhood dream of doing the Dakar. Sadly though, it became a nightmare. A vicious dune forcing the Portuguese to bid farewell.
My uncle did it in 82 and 84. And the Dakar has been in my blood since I was a little boy. So I really wanted to do it one day.
Serious lower back pain forced the Europa League winning coach to call it quits in his Toyota Hilux.
And the initial idea was to do it in the bike because I think it represents the real adventure of the Dakar. The lonely hours, the early wake up, the loneliness in the stages. But you know, with me being in football, my profession wouldn't allow me to prepare 1 year for the Dakar.
Lonely moments indeed, waiting for the medical helicopter.
Really hard for me. It's only my second time in the sand in the car. So to finish a stage that is considered a stage of pure Dakar is a great proudness for me. If this opens the door in some way, me and then eventually Lewandowski, and we can keep a momentum coming of people from football coming to the Dakar.
His Dakar only lasted 4 days, 4 extremely demanding stages that will have taught him a few things for his ongoing career in football.
The lessons that you take here are human lessons, you know, lessons of integrity, responsibility and courage that you take more inside as an individual. But this will be something that will make me very proud for sure.
Now, ever since the Dakar took off from Lima on the 6th of January, the competitors and those working on the rally have been able to enjoy the fantastic hospitality of the Peruvian people. On each bivouac, a huge red tent has been set up to show the Dakar world the wonders of Peru. A great opportunity to enjoy specialities such as pisco sour or ceviche, but also lie down and make the most of a massage after these grueling stages in the dunes. He's one of 5 competitors here on the rally thanks to the Dakar Challenge. American Mark Samuels stamped his ticket and free entry during last year's Sonora Rally.
I went 2 years ago to try to win the Dakar Challenge at Sonora Rally, and I missed it by 1. So I went back in 17 to try to claim it, and I did. So, you know, that gave me a good foot in the door to go make it happen to come to Dakar. For the Dakar in America, it's pretty tough and pretty rare for a lot of people to come, but everyone or a lot of people know about it, and it's starting to get popular. And I hope to see one of us win it one day, and have an American finally win the actual overall of Dakar, and not just a couple stages. So